Gail's mom moved in with us almost 8 or 9 years ago, and their situation was fine until about the last year or so, and then just got to the point where we really couldn't take care of her anymore. We both have full-time jobs, and the care that she needed after 8 or 9 years, it was wearing on Gail to be working full-time and trying to take care of her mom. So we got to the point where it was necessary to try and set her up in a different situation. We had tried a nursing home for a couple months, and Gail's mom just got worse. It wasn't a good situation, even though it was a very nice nursing home. She wasn't getting individualized care, and her conditions seemed to get worse.
Her mental deterioration from there.
So we set up an apartment and brought in other care services. And initially, the company that we first went with wasn't good. They were fine for a few days, but then it got to the point where, the aide wasn't going to be there. And this was a half an hour before Gail had to go to work. and it kind of left her in the lurch, not with, we don't have somebody there now, but somebody will be there, in a half hour, we'll get somebody else. And that's when she got in touch with Infinity Healthcare Services and met Gloria, and they had been with her, Gail's mom, ever since. And it was just a total change from the other company. And they were always there for Gail's mom when we needed her.
And for us.
And for us, too. That was probably the biggest thing, is that we didn't have to worry, okay, who's watching Gail's mom now? What kind of care is she getting? Is the next person going to be there in time? Are we going to have to, suddenly run over in the middle of our work or our sleep time to try and cover for them?
Yeah. I think Gary made a point about when she lived with us for 9 years. She was part of our family, and it was wonderful. And then as she became bedbound, the part that was so heartbreaking to me was I was no longer able to be her daughter. Now I was all of a sudden trying to orchestrate care, trying to make sure she was dry, making sure within my work schedule what I could do, which was very limited. And I became frustrated, and I didn't want to be frustrated. I wanted to be a loving, fun-loving daughter. And I was losing that part of myself, which I thought was very sad. And so I thought that the next step was nursing care. And that was a disaster, a total disaster. Across America, they charge about $10,000 a month minimum. That's minimum. There's hidden charges that they don't tell you about until after you're in. Oh, toenails cut, extra. Physical therapy, extra. Oh, a doctor put his head in the door and said, "How are you doing?" Extra. Everything was extra, not talked about when we signed our papers. So she went downhill mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It was a nosedive, and I was like, let me get her out of here as soon as possible. So what we did, I should never say I, Gary was very involved. What we did was we set up an apartment in a 55-plus community. It was a nice space. We rented a hospital bed, which was very minimal amount. We put in a television right in front of her so that she could watch her TV stations when she wanted to. Nursing home, not an option. We had a camera installed just so that we could check on her. That we could not also do in a nursing home. That is not allowed, where at least this way I could call her on the phone and say, "Hey, Mom, wave to me. I can see you." My sister in Oregon, "Hey, Mom, wave." And she felt connected. We had the food that we wanted her to eat in the portions we wanted her to have. It was wonderful. The whole situation was wonderful, but we could not have done it without Infinity Healthcare Services. Not even 1 minute, not 1 hour, not 1 day. When they came in, we were never disappointed, not one single time. They came in, they provided quality care. They even tried to match caregivers to my mom's personality so that she felt at home with each person that came in. They would try to have the same person come during the day and the same person come at night so that she could say hello to them, ask them questions about their kids. She felt a real connection, a real relationship with them. And Gloria made sure of that. She really took the time to match. If it didn't work out, if my mom complained that this person, wasn't being attentive, Gloria switched them right out until there was the person that my mom felt the most comfortable with. They would make beautiful meals for her. They would feed her. They would change her since she was bedbound. She never had one single bed sore. They would even say to me, "Hey, Gail, could you go and pick up some of this diaper rash cream just so we can make sure it's watertight areas?" They took the time to take that special care and suggestions that they knew would help my mom. I cannot say enough about Infinity Healthcare Services and Gloria Hunter, who runs it. She made sure that every detail was done. Every I was dotted, every T was crossed, and she would check periodically on us. "How are you feeling? Are you okay with the services? What's going on?" I felt like I had a new family. That's I guess what sums this whole thing up, is she gave us an extended family, and my mom was very happy. Thank you.